Hey, welcome to another video on Expected Value Lotto, where we look at US scratch tickets and their expected values. And in this video, we're looking at the new Florida Lottery $5 $100,000 Holiday Blowout ticket. This is part of the October 2024 series of tickets that came out in Florida almost 2 weeks ago. And this is a number match game, and there are 3 multipliers you can find. There is 2x, 5x, and 10x. And then you've got 2 bonus spots here in the middle of the ticket, where if you can match the number here with the winning numbers, you win the corresponding amount of money. Now here on this page, we are looking at the prize structure and odds that the Florida Lottery put out on this game. Overall odds are 1 in 4.04, and it does look like you can win anywhere from $5 up to $100,000. And yeah, I mean, really the only thing that jumps out to me on the prize structure is the just the small top prize. I mean, on a $5 ticket, top prize should be more than $100,000. In Florida, you know, it's not surprising to see a $1 million prize on a $5 ticket. So, if they're going to put a $100,000 top prize, the odds need to be, one in 200,000, something like that. But instead, they made the odds 1 in 2 million almost. And so, yeah, for me, there's no way I would make a $5 wager for that top prize at those odds. It just doesn't make sense. The rest of the prize structure, nothing crazy stands out. So we will mention taxes. In Florida, for any prize over $5,000, they're automatically going to take out 24% in taxes. I don't view the tax money as part of the value of gaming, so that is going to affect how I view these top 2 prizes. So instead of what we see here on the screen, I'm going to view these as $7,600 and then $76,000, which makes this top prize even cheaper. And so Florida definitely cheaped out on the top prize on this ticket. But with these adjusted prize amounts, when you run the numbers on this game, you find out that the payout comes in between 70 and 71%. And so this is above the minimum 70% payout that we look for on all tickets. But I can just go ahead and say this is it's too low. The payout is too low for a $5 ticket. I mean, when we say minimum, that's for like $1, and even $2 tickets should be above 70%. But yeah, it's just too low. But we'll see how it compares to other Florida tickets as we go through the video. But we do need to mention that the 70% payout does include all of the top prizes and upper mid-tier prizes, which not a lot of people are going to be winning, which means very few people are going to see 70% payout on this game. And so what we want to know now is, what is the payout going to be for the average person with average luck who may not be winning the top prizes? And in order to figure that out, we're going to subtract out the value of the top 1% of prizes, recalculate, and see what that new payout number is going to be. So looking back here at the prize structure, the separation between the top 1% and bottom 99% of prizes happens here at the $100 prize. So again, I wouldn't buy this ticket. I don't recommend anybody buy it, but just because the payout's too low, top prize isn't worth playing for. But for those people who are playing it, when they do win on this game, they're going to expect to see a prize somewhere between $5 and $100. And there is a split there at the $100 prize level. It's about 68 to 32. So almost a third of these top prizes will fall here in the bottom of the prize structure, where average folks are winning. The other 68%, though, are going to join the rest of these prizes to make up the top 1% of prizes. Now, top 1% prizes are really difficult to hit. If you want to know the odds of hitting one, look at the overall odds, move the decimal point 2 spaces to the right, and you find out that only about 1 in every 404 tickets has a top 1% prize on it, which means you are in $2,020 before you would expect to see even one of these top 1% prizes. So that's significant information if you are thinking about playing this game. Now, because so few people are going to be winning these top 1% prizes, we're going to take the value of all of these, subtract it from the payout number you saw before, and that's going to leave us with the payout of just the bottom 99% of prizes, where 99% of people are going to be playing this game. And when we do that, we find out that the payout of just the bottom 99% of prizes comes in between 56 and 57%. And yeah, this is too low. I mean, we look for a minimum of 60% payout for the bottom 99% of prizes. And the reason we look for 60% is because, at least in my opinion, when you're playing here in the 50% range, you just lose your money so fast that it's not fun to play. It's just frustrating. And so why would you buy a ticket if you're just going to end up being frustrated with it? And so, yeah, I mean, 56% is going to be rough on the 99% of people who are losing on this game. So not a great way for Florida to say Merry Christmas to its customers. Now here on this page, we're tracking the increases and decreases in Florida $5 tickets. You can see the $100,000 Holiday Blowout ticket all the way over here on the right. So you can see there was a pretty massive decrease in value from the previous $5 ticket, double your money. And whenever I see a decrease in value like this, I always suggest don't buy the ticket, because with every ticket you buy, you're communicating approval of what your state lottery is doing. And this is not a situation where you want to communicate approval, or at least I wouldn't. Instead, I would want to communicate, hey, we see that you've decreased the value. We don't like to see that. We don't deserve for our tickets to lose value like this, and we're not going to buy it when you do that. And so that's the message I would want to send. And so this is definitely one that I personally would leave on the shelf. Now, if you are buying $5 tickets in Florida, up here in green, you see the best ticket in every column. So if you're playing for overall value, Double Your Money has the highest overall value of any $5 ticket we've seen come out in Florida, and it's not even really close. If you're playing for odds, Triple Golden Cherries has the best odds. If you are a more conservative player and like to hold on to as much of your money as possible, Double Your Money has the most money at the bottom of the prize structure for average folks. And then if you are more of a high roller and like to win a little bit more money, when you are lucky enough to hit in the top 1%, Jeopardy has the most money at the top. And then we are keeping track of top prizes over here on the right as well, if you are interested in that. Now here on this page, we're ranking Florida $5 tickets based on overall payout. 70-23 was only good enough for 10th place on this list. And so you can see Holiday Blowout, not the worst, but definitely not the best. And if you are playing $5 tickets in Florida, you've got a lot of other options besides this Holiday Blowout ticket. So it's just kind of, an average ticket in a pretty bad $5 ticket category. So definitely not anything that I would be interested in. Here on this page, we're ranking based on that bottom 99% payout. So this is friendliness to the average player. 56-32 was good enough for second place. So so this is 56 is not a good number. People are still gonna, take a thrashing on this game. The people who aren't winning, so the average player losing a lot of money. But it is better than what Florida usually does. I guess Florida $5 ticket category is usually more of like a high roller category. But Holiday Blowout is at 56. So even though it's in second place, not a good number at all. Now here on this page is where we get to compare $5 tickets across the 6 states that we're looking at on the channel. The top 35 tickets are here on the board. And you can see that there are only 2 Florida tickets that make the top 35 list, which definitely indicates that Florida is not really that competitive when it comes to what the best states are doing. Not really competitive with Georgia when you look at how many Georgia tickets are here on the list, and definitely not competitive with Massachusetts. Massachusetts, of the 6 states we're looking at, is the only state that has $5 ticket values where they probably should be, around 76%. Every other state, including Georgia, takes advantage of its customers in this $5 ticket category. That's why I am really not a fan of $5 tickets unless it comes to Massachusetts. And Massachusetts, good on them for treating their customers with enough respect to give them $5 tickets at 76% payout. But the best $5 ticket we've seen came out of Georgia. It had 77% payout. And we have to ask the question, if Georgia can put out a $5 ticket at 77% payout and make plenty of money doing it, then why in the world is Florida putting out $5 tickets at 70% payout? That's over 7.5 percentage points less than what Georgia did with this Fast 50s ticket. And 7.5% is a lot of money when you think about how many tickets go into just one scratch game. One scratch game can easily have 10 million tickets that make up the game. Multiply that by the $5 price tag, and that's $50 million wrapped up in just one scratch game. 7.5% of 50 million is $3.75 million that the Georgia Lottery put into the hands of its players, that the Florida Lottery is basically stealing from its players. I hate seeing scratch players get taken advantage of, but that is exactly what the Florida Lottery is doing with this ticket, unfortunately, and at Christmas time. Now here on this page are the top 36 $5 tickets based on that bottom 99% payout, so friendliness to the average player, and 56% not even close to making this list. So you can pause that and look at it if you would like. And then here on this page, this is to give a little bit more context as to how low the payout is on this new Holiday Blowout ticket. The best $2 ticket we've seen came out of Georgia, had 75% payout. That's over 4.5 percentage points more than what you're getting from a $5 ticket in Florida. And this doesn't make any sense. This is completely backwards. You should never have a cheaper ticket that has a higher payout than a more expensive ticket, even if it is across state lines. So, Georgia kind of set the bar here for any ticket that costs more than $2. It should have at least 75% payout and probably 76 at least where Massachusetts is. And so the Florida lottery is way below where it ought to be on this $5 ticket. So, they ought to be ashamed of what they're doing to their customers. They ought to be embarrassed that their $5 ticket doesn't have more value than a $2 ticket from another state. And they ought to be apologetic for the way that they're stealing money from their customers. Basically, every month they put out a $5 ticket. Now, here on this page are the top 36 tickets we've reviewed on the channel so far. You don't see any $5 tickets on this list, and we may never see a $5 ticket here again, but you can pause that and look at it if you'd like. And then here are the 36 friendliest tickets to the average player. So they have the highest payout for the bottom 99% of prizes here. We have a $5 ticket at the top of this list, beating out all of the $20, $30, $50, $100 tickets. And so at least by this metric, $5 tickets can be very competitive when the overall value is good enough and the prize structure is done in a particular way. But that's about it for the Florida Lottery $5 $100,000 holiday blowout. Definitely not a ticket for me. I wouldn't be interested in it. I wouldn't be spending my money on it. Overall payout's too low. Top prize is too low. Value went down from the previous $5 ticket. It's not a friendly ticket to the average player, so lots of reasons to not play this. My recommendation is leave it on the shelf. So that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.